NorthAmericanSumo.com.
Hello everyone, this is Dr. Matt C. Howard, and thank you for tuning in to NorthAmericanSumo.com's interview series, I guess you would call it. As you may or may not know, we have the World Sumo Championships coming up on October 19th and 20th, and this year they're being held in Japan. This is the biggest event for amateur sumo in the world, so it's something that we look forward to every single year, and it's extremely exciting to see how the Americans will do. Sometimes we do quite well, sometimes we have some people finish in the top 3, other times not so much, but it's still enjoyable. So today's interview, we're prepping for this World Sumo Championships, and we have with us Cornelius Booker. Cornelius has been in the North American Sumo game for several years now. He's been steadily improving every single year, and this year he finished first at the US Sumo Nationals, so therefore he earned a spot on Team USA, and he gets to go to the World Sumo Championships. Of course, we're all going to be rooting for him, and we wanted to get an interview to get his thoughts on the process, to get his thoughts on what goes into the World Sumo Championships, US Sumo Nationals, and as well as his just daily sumo training. So therefore, thank you for listening, I hope you enjoy it, and please email me and let me know of anything else you would like to hear. Well, actually, first off, how long have you been in sumo? Or been competing in sumo?
Competing in sumo, I've been competing 4 years.
Okay.
A couple days from now.
Oh, nice, very nice. So you've been competing for 4 years. First off, before you started competing in sumo, what type of other sports or athletic activities did you do? Were you an athlete in high school? Did you do anything after high school, or was sumo something just completely new for you?
So I actually come from a background of wrestling. Like, I've been wrestling in high school for actually only three years total. Started my sophomore year and got really good at it come my senior year. I also did a little bit of cross country for 2 years. That was mainly a sport I did to get myself somewhat in shape for when wrestling season came back around. I wanted to do football, but let's just say I felt like I put my mom through enough just doing wrestling. So yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. When you were wrestling, what weight class were you?
My sophomore year, my first year, like, I naturally weighed at 171, but I couldn't beat I mainly wrestled 160 in the end. I started as 171, but I couldn't beat the varsity wrestlers, so I ended up bumping up to 189. Then the 189 from football came back and couldn't beat him, so I wrestled 215, and I was like, no, I don't want to do that. So I just cut the weight and went to 160. Then junior and senior year, I was the main 171 wrestler in my high school. Yeah.
Nice, very nice. And when you were wrestling, was there a particular skill set you felt like you were best at? Any approach you felt like that you excelled at, or were you just an all-around good wrestler?
So I was pretty well known as a heavily defensive wrestler, or a couple of schools called it a lane wrestler. I barely just wait for the opponent to try and make a move, and then I'll capitalize off of their move. Yeah, so a lot of people try to go straight for the pin. I don't go for that. I generally try to just score points and drag the match out, and if I see an easy pin, I'll take it. But yeah.
Okay, and do you take the same approach when you compete in sumo?
Initially, I did, And after the first year and a half, it's like it finally clicked that trying to play a mainly defensive style was not going to work out. So either that or I just haven't learned too much, but I didn't learn enough sumo to be able to utilize a defensive style yet. But I think it's more of the first answer. So like I just started playing a little more, mixing it up a little bit, playing a little more offensive. I still play a little defensive sometimes, but
well,
not
whatever.
nearly as much.
Yeah, whichever your strategy you're going with, it's obviously working because you finished first in nationals this year. So keep doing what you're doing. But speaking of, now we transition into sumo, but let's back up a little bit. You're a wrestler in high school. You were successful at that. What was it that first sparked your interest in sumo?
I've been interested in sumo since before I even started wrestling. I think in grade school I saw it on TV once. It just like really interested me. Probably because I used to be a fat kid back then, but fast forward after finishing my senior year and not meeting the goals that I had set for myself for wrestling, I looked back into sumo and decided I wanted to give that a shot. I actually was practicing sumo for a couple years before I actually had my very first competition. There was a little break in between that, but.
Oh, that's interesting. I don't think I was aware of that. So how did you first start training in sumo then?
Well, I initially just started with like the basic stuff, the things I could do on my own, like the shikos, the suriashi, makalari, stuff like that. I did try to get some friends to give sumo a shot. I did convince some people to try it out. Some of them were wrestling buddies. Some were just in general friends from college and high school. They gave it. They all gave it a shot. Said they liked it, but most of them obviously weren't around to try out sumo when I actually started competing. I think there's like one or two people that are still interested that still practice me occasionally, but not nearly as much.
That makes sense. Yeah, I feel like that sometimes it's hard to get other people to join you and to practice, given the popularity of sumo. Yeah. So you practiced on your own. Is there a gym that you practice with today, or are you still pretty much a lone wolf in Florida, correct?
I do have a semi-consistent partner that I do practice with. I do train at a jiu-jitsu gym to do sumo in. I actually have a scheduled class every Tuesday and Thursday at this gym at like 10 a.m. So not many show, but you got to work with what you can.
Yeah, I understand that. So what's the name of the gym? Just in case people who are listening want to participate.
William Gracie Jiu-Jitsu Academy, Panama City Beach.
Okay, so Panama City Beach, yeah.
Yep, or William Gracie PCB.
Okay, that works. Yeah, so so can anyone just show up to a class and participate?
The first couple classes are free, but after that, if you're like really interested, you have to start paying a fee for it.
Nah, okay, that's that's reasonable. A lot of places you have to pay from day one, so that's generous that you let people try out a few before they have to pay.
Yeah, but like it's a very different sport. Like I don't like if I had a say in it, I wouldn't charge people. Period, but because there's so few people in the sport as is, we're trying to make it grow. And I feel like putting a price on it will turn away some people. But I had to reach an agreement with the owner of the gym, so yeah.
No, that makes sense. Yeah. So, so you have the gym now. You've been competing or practicing on your own for several years now. Do you remember what your first ever sumo competition was?
Yes. The Georgia Sumo Open back in 2015. The same competition I'm about to go to in like a week and a half. Okay,
and how did you do in that first competition?
Better than I thought I was gonna do. I mean, I won. I think I ended up finishing with even record. So I had 3 losses and 3 wins. So I broke even.
Okay, that's good. That's very good for a first time.
Yeah.
Really good for anyone. But do you have a particular match from that event, the 2015 Georgia Sumo Open? A particular match that sticks out in your mind?
My very first one.
And who was that against?
That was against Cillian Georgia. You don't know who that is. He's normally he's a Bulgarian lightweight. He's been to Worlds like plenty of times. I want to say like 8 or 12.
Oh wow! Okay.
He's placed in most of them, and I think he's actually won lightweight once or twice. So yeah, and he was my first match.
So how'd you do?
You can imagine how that went. I really need to answer that.
Nice. And what's his name again?
Cillian Georgia.
Okay, and he competed there last year, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, phenomenal athlete. So yeah, do you know if he's going to be there this year?
I contacted him and he hasn't responded, but normally he has a tendency of just showing up.
Nice.
So he's shown up for basically every Georgia event that I've been to, except for one where he actually broke his leg or something.
Oh wow, okay. Well, we'll have to keep our eyes open for him because yeah, he's fun to watch. He's just an expert at what he does. So always fun to see the lightweights go out there and do a good job. So that was your first one. So in the past 4 years, do you have an estimate of how many sumo competitions you've competed in?
Can you give me a moment?
It doesn't have to be exact.
Like maybe 12 to 15. I think.
Okay, so yeah, so by now you're obviously an expert. Do you have a favorite match?
I wouldn't say that.
Well, an expert of amateur sumo, yeah. Do you have a favorite match out of those 12 or 15 competitions?
I actually do. So one of my favorite matches that I've had was against Batir from Russia. It's at the US Sumo Open. This was my second time facing him. This was at last year's US Open. So my second match. So reason I enjoyed that match was it made me feel like that. I faced him one other time before that match. It was the 2016 US Open, and he basically he didn't throw me out. He just like flinged me out. It's hard to explain, but he made it look easy. The match only lasted 3 seconds. So that the second time I faced him, it didn't last. It lasted longer. Like I felt like I was able to keep up with him.
Mm-hmm.
I still lost that match, but it was not nearly as one-sided as the first time we faced off.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, and Batir, of course, he's also a phenomenal lightweight. Do you know if he's won Worlds? I know he's placed very well, and yeah. Mm-hmm.
I know he's won Senior Worlds once, and has won the World Games in 2001 once.
Yeah, so
I'm pretty sure he's got a couple other titles, but I can't name them off the top of my head.
Oh yeah, but he has a phenomenal resume. He's once again one of those lightweights that just absolute joy to watch and incredible at what he does.
Right.
So I could understand that being your favorite match. Was that also your favorite event you competed in, or do you have a different favorite event that you competed in?
Honestly, it's hard to say what will be my favorite event. But the U.S. Open is up there. Another event that I definitely liked was FitCon. It wasn't just FitCon. It wasn't just sumo. It was a bunch of other events going on in that 2-day event, and felt like the crowd that we had over there was really getting into it. It was definitely one of the more memorable events that I've been to.
Yeah, and that's an event that so this year, I believe, or last year, or however you want to phrase it, was the first FitCon sumo event.
FitCon.
Yeah. Can you give a behind-the-scenes perspective on do you know how it got put together? Do you know anything about it? Because I remember hearing rumors that it was going to happen, and then it happened, and it was phenomenal. It seemed like everyone had a good time. Do you have any information about how that got put together?
Not a whole lot. I just know that Kelly Knighting, he brought it up to the people who run FitCon, and they thought it was an interesting event, and they decided to give it a shot. I did help out a little bit with trying to get people to come over to compete at the event, because I feel like a event that's just now getting put up deserves a very good what's the word I'm looking for? It needs a good first impression. So I wanted to try bringing in as many people as I can. I felt like I brought in a good amount of people. I managed to convince a guy from the United Kingdom to fly over and compete at this event. So overall, I think I felt like the event was a success, and I feel like in the coming years they'll continue to grow.
Yeah, and I would agree with that. Like I said, it seems like that everyone had a good time there in the reporting of it. There was a lot of great video, a lot of great pictures, and a big field of competition there, just as big as some other events that have been going on for years. So yeah, I would say y'all did a wonderful job building the hype, getting the interest, and making a good first impression. And yeah, I hope it continues also. But I got to ask you, you didn't mention yet this year's or last year's US Sumo Nationals, where you finished first place. You were the number one lightweight. Tell us about that event.
Well, so first off, I was not feeling good for that event because so I was getting ready for this event a couple days before I had to fly out. I was starting to feel I started feeling signs that I was about to catch the flu or something. So yeah. Then when I flied out there, it didn't help that the venue location, it was like literally in the single digits. So yeah, that didn't help either. But
nice.
Anyway, so I've been prepping the best I could, and I was mainly trying to get ready for Trent, because he's like the one person in my weight class that in the U.S. that I could not beat in an actual match yet.
Okay, and that being Trent Sabo?
Yes, Trent Sabo.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
I've been looking for and basically figuring out stuff on what I could do. And I felt confident, and this man doesn't show up. So I was a little upset, but this year it was still a pretty tough competition. A couple people surprised me when I was watching them.
Okay.
and facing off against them. I did not like how I won my last match. I'm not sure if you've seen it.
Yes, I have. And for people listening, that was against you and Justin Kizzard, right?
Correct.
Okay. Do you want to walk us through the match and what your thoughts on it were?
So I was also kind of prepping for Justin also, because I do not like facing him, because his style of wrestling is the one style I absolutely despise, which is like a straight up crashing into him, pushing out the ring. Like me, I like out wrestling people, and he doesn't do that with me. I think he tried that once and realized that would not work out. So, yeah. So I came up with an answer to deal with that, and I was trying not to pull it out until his match, but I do remember pulling out like one other time while competing. The Nadoa is when you, at the start of the match, you bring your hand up and just like catch them like around the neck area and push them upward.
Mm-hmm.
But that idea was to stuff the pouchy, so that I could be able to get in on them and deal with them a little better. I think I actually tried that on him at the 2017 US Open also, and it kind of worked. So I tried to not do that until his match. We get to his match, I tried for it, and he immediately pushed my hand away. So
Okay. Mm-hmm.
He knew I was going for it. So in my panic, like I was trying to reposition myself as he was pushing me out, and he got me out, but I won the match because as he was pushing me out, his foot went over the line as we were right before we fell and hit the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad I won nationals and the lightweight champion, but I'm not proud of why I won that match. Like I won because I kept my feet in.
Mm.
Like, and he had the advantage, but made a slight error that so happened to cost them the match when he had full advantage. So, yeah.
Okay, I see what you're saying there, but a win's a win, so yeah. It won you first place.
yeah, but it's hard to explain.
No, I understand.
I like having wins where, like, I like winning because of something that I did,
mm-hmm.
not because winning because my opponent made an error. Like, but I guess I'm a little different.
No, I understand. First place at nationals. So now you are the Team USA lightweight. Sorry, you are the Team USA lightweight representative at the World Sumo Championships. What's your thought process been going into this competition? It's only about a month away now. I'm sure you've been training for it. Tell me about everything going into that.
Well, so my hold on one second. Okay, so my preparation for this event, my idea was to try going to as many events as I could over the summer, as well as have my own do some like workouts that I've been like do my regular workouts, try to do as many sumo events as I can, and do a couple of wrestling events that are around my area.
Mm-hmm.
I initially wanted to try doing as like much workouts and strength training, and while also keeping my weight down as much as I could. It didn't work out as well as I wanted to in my head due to some hiccups in my job that kind of forced me to work more hours.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess on one hand that it helps with like being able to get the money for the competition. On the other hand, it is kind of cutting into my training. But just making it work as I can. I've also been going to jiu-jitsu training with my instructor and whatnot. Just been doing a little bit of everything, just upping the intensity.
Okay, that makes sense. And of course, that will be in Japan this year. So very exciting to see you compete in the homeland of sumo. You mentioned a little bit just now about maintaining your weight. How much do you have to think about your weight to compete in the lightweight division? Is that something you actually have to work?
More than I think anyone has, honestly.
Okay.
So I've had, at this point, I think pretty much everyone in the US Sumo community has told me straight up that I need to just go up the middleweight because of the sheer amount of weight that I cut. To give you an idea, the lightweight is 85 kilograms, which is 187.4 pounds roughly.
Mm-hmm.
My walk around weight is this year has been 210.
Oh wow!
Last year
Okay.
was 220.
Okay.
Yeah. So so I have to cut like about 20 to 25 pounds for most big events. I've been trying to keep the weight down, but I kind of remember when I mentioned earlier that I used to be a fat kid.
Yes. Yes.
Well, so while I'm not necessarily a fat kid, a big person, I still kind of eat like one. So, yeah. Yeah. So normally, what I do, I try to bring my weight to like 10 or 15 pounds to my weight class cut about a week before the competition starts.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, not the competition, before the weigh-in. And then what I do is do a combination of a water loading cut and a it's like a diet where I basically cut out carbs and cut down on how much I'm eating at a gradual pace.
Mm-hmm.
In the past, like when I first started sumo, it's been working out, but as the years goes by, it's starting to get harder to do that. Last year, the 2018 US Open, I think that was like my worst cut because like I was cutting from like 210 and all the way down to 187.4, and I just barely made the weight, like right when weigh-ins were ending.
Oh, gotcha.
So, yeah, and I was, if you ask anyone that was like hanging out with me at the time, they said I looked like a zombie. Then funny part about that is I felt like that competition was like my best one at the time, because like I felt like I was at my strongest back then. So yeah, forget it and just end up going up a weight class eventually. But I don't know. I just feel like I'm at my best at the lightweight division.
Yeah, it's worked out well for you so far. So, I mean, there's a lot of people who have done quite well in multiple weight classes, and especially now with the oh gosh, what's the name of it? I guess now it's middleweight. Now that there's the new weight class in there, it's good for people like you.
Yeah. So I have been thinking about actually going up to 220 after this year's done. I had to, taking someone's advice, I was initially going to go up to 220 after this year was done. This was before at the meeting at Nationals that they announced that the World Games for 2021 would be using the old weight class that we had. Basically, that means there wouldn't be a 220 weight division at the World Games.
Oh, okay.
So hearing that, it made me think, okay, so if that's the case, that would mean either I have to keep my weight class at 187 for that year, or I have to go up to 253 and that's a big jump to be making. So, but I don't know. I might still end up just going up to 220, and then I might just go back down to lightweight for 2021. That's a couple of years away, so you got time.
Nice. Yeah, you got time to think about it. And of course, if you move up, you'll have Ed waiting on you. I think he's in that middleweight class. So.
Yes and no. Yes, that's his weight class, but his walk around weight is closer to the 253 area. I think he's the only other person that does an arguably worse weight cut than I do.
Yeah, both of y'all are dedicated to the craft. So, So my last question is, so you finished first at Nationals, you're competing in Worlds. Moving forward, what would you say are your current sumo goals? What are the things left for you to achieve that are important to you?
Well, so one of my biggest goals my goals for when I was wrestling was to make it to state and place at state. I failed to reach that goal. And by 3 years, I've only made it as far as regionals. Even though I was ranked my senior year and expected to go to state, I made a stupid mistake and ended up falling short and not completing my goals. So, for sumo, I set some goals for myself that basically mirrored my wrestling goals. So, one of my goals for wrestling was to make the state. So, the equivalent I saw for that would be to make it to Worlds, which I just completed that goal this year.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So the next step would be to mirror my other goal, which would be placing at state. In this case, placing at Worlds, which will be a rough hill to climb, but it's a hill I'm willing to take and hopefully make that happen. Besides my own personal goal of placing at Worlds or whatever Worlds equivalent is happening that year, be it the World Games or Combat Games or whatever. I wanted to help sumo grow in the U.S. Through in Florida. Sumo isn't that big around in my area. I think there's only 3 people, myself included, in Florida that actually go out to compete.
Mm-hmm.
And that's with me trying to expand sumo in Florida for 4+ years, and we're just now getting a couple people. So I want to see sumo grow in the U.S. Yeah.
Okay, and that makes sense. And then to close out, you said you have your classes at 10 a.m. What day of the week?
Right now they're Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Okay, so 10 a.m. Tuesday and Thursday. And can you say the name of the gym and the location one last time for listeners in case they want to give you a visit?
William Gracie, Panama City Beach.
Okay, Panama City Beach. So, well, that closes out the interview. So thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. Really appreciate it. And as always, good luck at Georgia Sumo Open. Good luck at Worlds. We'll be cheering you on. So hope you do your best.
Thank you.